Happy New Year's, everybody! Happy New Year's, my friend, but to Americans only, America first. Like I said, get your tickets now to see me in Portland, January 11th, and Vancouver, January 12th. And then Miami, January 19th through the 21st. How's your year been? I'll tell you guys right now, 2023 is going to be my year. There's still, 2 days left. I'm going to make it happen. I want to welcome back for our New Year's episode the great 80-year-old, 26-year-old Jared Harvin. Mr. Driving Shoes himself is back for us for this special episode. And, of course, the world's most famous finger painter is behind the keys of fucking steel with his 80-year-old hands. We are a geriatric podcast. That's what we are, and I want to say Happy New Year's to all of you. Konnichiwa to yous in China. I know your New Year's happens at a different day, so I give your dragon a little salute. I guess that's the New Year's dragon. And Sean Terry wants to say Happy New Year's to the Sky Chinese, which are the aliens out there. Happy New Year's to people from other worlds as well, the Skynese, as I like to call them. We got a lot going on in America this week. A lot that you'd really want to be informed on. First, I want to tell you Pennsylvania has done something good. I want to start with some good news. Shout out to Tank's Good News, who gives you news. It's called Good Things Happen to Special Needs People. You can check it out, Tank's Good News. So I'm in the spirit of Tank's Good News. This one does not involve anyone at my brother's school. But what did happen is a Pennsylvania dog shelter for the first time in its existence has 0 dogs. My question is, how many Chinese have moved into the state? Tucker Carlson has given another very important interview, adding to his reputation post-Fox, which was split. His reputation was really split. But for the people who formally gave Tucker Carlson one of these every day, he's given finally a very important interview with a very important global politician, Frank Underwood, a fictional character who was on trial for sexual assaults. So Tucker Carlson, I popped a zit in your honor. Happy New Year's to you. You fucking weirdo. Cali Pizza Huts have just fired all the delivery guys right before the state legislature is supposed to pass a bill that raises the minimum wage to $20. $20 even, or $22 from $15.50, and Pizza Hut goes, we can't take this no more. We're already losing to Domino's in the shittiest pizza available market. So they laid everybody off. So there's a bunch of 15-year-old surfer boys going, how am I going to buy my weed now? And how am I going to say I accidentally lost the pizza when I was delivering it high to your Encino neighborhood and go, whoa, dude. And, of course, I'm joking. It's all Mexicans. They'll figure it out. They'll find another way to get a couple of dollars. While the people who used to do pizza delivery, teenage surfer boys, will continue to sit in their house and smoke weed and play the latest game on PlayStation, which I assume is some global battlefield game. Now I'm an old guy. Now I just sounded like an old guy. Are you back there playing some global battle game, JB? What are you doing? Are you arguing with some kid in Illinois who's 11? Did you just call somebody a black person the N-word on there? You shouldn't be doing that just because you were mad that he didn't help you out on a special op in fake Afghanistan. This is the Yannis Pappas Hour. As you know, put your swim trunks on. That was a combination of trunks and troops. Rally them up. Rally the troops. Get your American flag. Swim trunks on. Because we're going deep under the sea where the water is.
Yannis Pappas. Yeah. When you all tucked up in the day long, and the news online going on and on, what's right and wrong, and it's something up. Now here comes a great kid you know you can trust. From the true who's who to the news and cameras, to the fake politics and the propaganda. Yeah, this
There's no way we're doing this podcast with the window closed. It's a pre-war building. It is 50 degrees outside New York City, but it is 120 degrees in this room. This room right now feels like the desert in Afghanistan. So we're keeping that window open. So occasionally, if you hear a Puerto Rican bumping their music, welcome to Brooklyn, New York City, where this show takes place.
That's what it is.
Welcome back to the show, Jared, the great Jared Harvin.
Yes.
Mr. Is that a rapper or not in the airport with Yannis Pappas?
Yeah.
Himself.
Yeah. The skin color makes people think I'm a rapper. When they
It's
take
not
a look
just-
at the Crocs, they know.
They know you're not.
They know I'm not.
Yeah, there's always a chance that someone at first glimpse, and when I mean someone, it's typically a young white girl, okay? Because they have to have that look in their face that like, I can't really know the difference between black people before 3 seconds. They got that look in their face. Whenever we're walking around, it's like a suburban white girl, right, who glances at them, and it takes, for them, they don't see a lot of black people. So at first glance, he's a handsome, light-skinned black guy with cool hair, walking with a older, cool-looking white guy with sneakers.
But at the same time, they're putting away their MacBook.
They're, at the same time, well, in their first couple seconds, they're going, it's a reaction. It's a double reaction. And they're going, is that Chance the Rapper? Am I safe? It's not Chance the Rapper, and the MacBook goes down. But walking with an older white guy does make the MacBook come out.
Yeah.
They think you're somebody.
It's like Tylenol for racism.
Right. They think you're somebody. At first, for the first second, I think it's Chance the Rapper. And then at 1.2 seconds, they go, it's probably another rapper I haven't heard of yet.
Yes.
Who's more into socially conscious rap. You do not look like a guy who's not into socially conscious
I have
rap.
a Tribe Called Quest poster on my wall at home.
You look like a guy who's going to rap about Palestine.
Yeah. I look like a common protege.
You look, we're gonna hear some opinions. I'm gonna go to your concert and it's gonna smell like incense. Your concert will smell like incense. It'll smell like incense mixed with weed, but high quality weed.
Very high quality.
Yeah, like body high, smells like dish detergent
I'm
weed.
gonna have an LP named "We Never Should Have Been in Vietnam."
Yeah, you're not gonna be doing a drill rap appearance. You're not going to be doing a guest set on what Sergio listens to before he has a talk with his daughter to calm down. So happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody had a good Christmas.
Yes.
I hope everybody got what they want. Jesse just wanted some more clay for his sculptures and a few more oranges so he can peel them. When I went to his studio, the guy's got a bucket full of orange peels.
It's art.
Yeah. So happy New Year's. As I say every year, happy New Year's, my friend. I hope you had a good one. I hope you bring in 2024. We hope 2024 sees peace come to the world. I think it's very possible. I think it's very possible 2024 is the year that the Messiah comes back. That's my prediction. I'm reporting it here first. I've broken a lot of news here, and I'm breaking this news. The Messiah is coming back. The problem is going to be the Messiah will be an autistic 14-year-old Pakistani girl. So a lot of people who are Christian aren't going to accept the Messiah first because it's female, second, it's a teenager, and third, because she's going to be randomly saying slurs during her speeches on the Mount.
Yep.
So that's going to be tough. But hidden in between those slurs she can't control will be messages of peace. It'll be up to us. And that's because God has a sense of humor. The first round, it was very sad, tragedy, right? Like The Godfather 1. The return of the Messiah is going to be more like Lethal Weapon with Joe Pesci. We're going full comedy, okay? It's Home Alone. The second one's Home Alone.
Very to your face.
Yeah, it's going to be like, brothers and sisters, we gather here today. All people are one. Beep them, beep them. And we're going to go, is that the Messiah? Would the Messiah say that? And then we'll have to, scientists will have to vouch that this person really has Tourette's and they're not just doing it to get views on TikTok.
The beacon of hope once you get past that helmet and hijab.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get past the helmet and hijab, which is an interesting question you pose. If you're a Muslim woman and you have to protect your head, does the helmet go on over the hijab or under the hijab? I don't think that question's ever been posed on any news show. It's a valid question. I'd like to send my email to whatever caliph is available. Is there any way to call the caliphate in Iran? Can we call this? Is he still called the supreme leader?
Yeah.
Listen, anyone called the supreme leader of a country is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
It's just, if you're called the supreme leader, you're going to be a problem. If you're called the Ayatollah, you're going to be a problem. Okay? You're just going to attract a guy. Do they sell Ayatollah beards for Halloween? I'd just like to come in with a beard and have people guess. And they go, who are you? Are you Ulysses Grant? Are you Charles Darwin? Are you an alternative comic from the early 2000s? And I go, no, I'm the Christian Ayatollah. I listen to the Yannis Pappas Hour, who incessantly talks about the second coming of the Christian Ayatollah, which is coming to a theater near you very soon. So I do think peace is possible when the 14-year-old Pakistani with Tourette's Messiah does come back, the second coming of the Messiah, comes back to stop the Israeli-Hamas conflict, to stop the Ukrainian-Russian war, to tone down this new Cold War between the United States and China, to calm down Taiwan and China and say, hey, guys, we're all the same. We're all the same. Underneath, we all have skeletons. We all bleed red. Some of you may bleed a little more blue and white. But at the end of the day, everyone's still got a little American in them, and it's red. So that's the important part. And I hope Greta Thunberg has a great year coming up. She's got a lot of protesting to do. She'll never run out of protests. She's a girl, like when Alexander the Great conquered the whole world, they say Alexander the Great wept because there was no more worlds to conquer. Greta Thunberg, you will never have to weep.
Nope.
Because there will always be a cause for you to protest at.
Yeah, of
There'll
course.
always be something for you to get arrested by Swedish police for. So I hope she has a great... She's getting to the age where you could make fun of her, right? She an adult yet?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 18.
She's 18. So if you can get your pussy eaten on camera when you're 18, you can definitely, as Andrew Schultz says, get these jokes.
Yeah.
You could get these jokes.
Catch these fire, catch these hands.
You could catch these fire. You could catch these hands. You could get these jokes. Okay, that was the section of the show I like to reference Andrew Schultz so I could win over a couple of Indian guys wearing the Toronto Blue Jays hats a little to the right who like hip hop and such. Anyway, I'd like to talk a little bit at the beginning of this year about, or the end of this year and the beginning, depending on when you're listening to, what this week's news means to the upcoming 2024 year we're about to have. I've made my prediction for world peace, but we're going to see some trends in America that are either going to continue or they're going to stop.
Yep.
One of which is sports gambling, which is maybe the biggest business in America right now. I don't know if it's OnlyFans, TikTok, Stardom, or sports betting. But sports betting is up there. There's no more taboo on sports betting. This is like removing the taboo of homosexuality, of all these things that used to be sins. That are they sins? Homosexuality is not. Sports betting, is it? Is it a sin? What does Jesus Christ think about our legalization of sports betting in 38 states now? It's grown to 38 states. I personally think that it's great, okay? Because what's our biggest problem? Our biggest problem is stupidity,
Of course.
education. What's our next biggest problem? Drug use, meth, okay? What's your next biggest problem?
Police brutality.
Police brutality. All right, Jared's back. Gun violence, which can go along with that, I guess. Gun violence, right? Diet. This is the 5-finger full court press of destruction.
Or no finger if you struggle with the last one. Oh.
Yeah, or you struggle with the last one, or for Sergio, it's 4.5.
Yeah.
The inside jokes are good, though, if you know Sergio's got a little finger. So it's the five-finger press, full court press of what's preventing America's greatness. Now, if you want to talk solutions, gambling. We're creating massive jobs. We're creating a massive distraction. We're creating massive dopamine hits, adrenaline hits for people who live in shitty areas created by an auto industry that wanted to make sure everything was spread out and isolated. So you'd need a car and had no public transport. So these people are living in strip mall areas that were basically built out of a auto industry sanctioned kit to go to Chick-fil-A and
Dillard's.
all those places.
Yeah.
Dick's Sporting Goods. I mean, you name it. You go anywhere in America, you don't know where you are. I've said that many times. You drop me off on any side of any highway outside of a major city or anything older than 50 years, anything younger than 50, anything not older than 50 years old, you know, I'm like, I'm in the same place. It's the same place. We travel all over the country. There's no character to it. It's the same stores, the same Cheesecake Factory, the same mall food court stores, the same Third Topics. It's all the same. Subway, you get the point. You get the point. Now you've given you've given people something to do, which is gamble away their families' inheritance, retirement, investments.
Correct.
Which is going to make them have more drug problems, which is going to bring them back full circle. But like all good things, it gives us a grace period of boom. And that's what capitalism loves, is a good grace period of boom. We all knew the boom's bust, but we need a fucking boom. We need a boom. The boom now in America is primarily being propelled by what our Protestant roots would say are the ultimate sins: pornography and gambling, drinking and getting high. I forgot about weed, another great one to chill everybody out. We've suggested many times on the podcast doing something a little stronger than marijuana in the water supply. It's a recommendation to our government. I support it. So what do we think? What do we think? Is sports betting expanding to 38 states, seeking to get into every one of the 106 states?
106?
Right. We got a lot of states. Well, I remember we've struggled with that. Is 52 or 50? It's 50 states, right? I don't know why I said 52. Look, when you got military bases all over the world, sometimes you can get a little confused.
Yeah, of course.
You're like, is that our country? And I go, oh, no, it's not. 51 and then an asterisk towards Puerto Rico, right? They're kind of with us. They're kind of not.
Commonwealth.
Yeah. It's kind of like, Puerto Rico, they made the country sort of like you do the people. You're like, what are they? Are they white? Are they black? They're kind of in the middle.
Yeah, you never know.
They're really the ambassador between the black community and the white community. Mm-hmm. It's Puerto Ricans, you know? They're like right there in the middle. Even usually their shade is like a little in the middle between a full-on donk and a bro. You know what I mean?
Dressed very proper, but playing their music out loud on the train.
Yeah, so the Puerto Ricans, like, they're American, but they're not. They're also that, but they are, but they're not. So a lot of people have fears and say that this is promoting gambling addiction. I don't think it's an addiction. I think it's a passion.
It's a lifestyle.
I think it's called a passion. Some people have a passion for the numbers, you know? It depends on how you look at it. I wonder how a libertarian would look at this, right? So you're free to gamble. People are going to gamble anyway. At this point, I don't know if we could take the train off the tracks, right? I mean, BetMGM's going, DraftKings is going, and I support all those potential sponsors on this show. I support them.
We welcome you guys.
Yeah. Is it an internal, like if you have a gambling problem, was it brought on because of gambling, or do you have something in you that, needs to feel? It needs to feel something. Mm-hmm. Is there a hole in you that needs to feel something?
Needs to be filled with something.
Yeah. I mean, who are the biggest losers in gambling? When I go to casinos, the people I think who are losing the most,
the children who aren't able to go to school now.
Those people.
Yeah.
Those are the people you got to think of. But what percentage of those people are actually affected by the gambling? Because the gambling never comes alone, right? Have you ever met someone who has a gambling problem that comes alone, where it's like, my dad was a gambler, but the rest of his life, I mean, the rest of his life was
It's not the only
picture
asterisk.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not the only blemish on the
No.
whole record. Yeah.
it doesn't come with that.
There's something else that comes with it.
It's
Gambling's
like
like a burger and fries.
Yeah, it's like dying of COVID at 40. It's like, what else did we have going on? There's always something else. It wasn't like my dad had a gambling problem. He gambled away our family inheritance and my college, 259 or whatever it's called, 529 or whatever the fuck that account is called.
But hey, he won the Nobel Peace Prize.
That you never hear the end of this sentence going, and he also won the Nobel Peace Prize in biology. It doesn't happen. It always goes, and also he lived outside of a liquor store and he hit my mom a few times, and there's always ands. There's always going to be an and. There's always going to be a conjunction present in the sentence of my dad gambled. It doesn't go period. You never hear some my dad gambled period. It never is my dad gambled period. And he was a compulsive liar and womanizer and...
It's like an improv troupe.
Yeah, so why punish the rest of us? Why punish the rest of us that want to have an innocent weekend in Vegas with, a stint at the craps table, maybe a little... fun upstairs if we had some winnings with a now affordable $1,000 prostitute.
Of course.
Right? Because the same thing goes with this. You never go, I went to Vegas and gambled. Period. That's another sentence that has another conjunction after I went to Vegas. Nobody goes, I went to Vegas and gambled, period. Right? Unless you're talking to your wife.
Mm-hmm. That's the abridged version.
Right. It's the lie version. Mm-hmm. It's a half-truth version. Because the truth is I went to Vegas and I gambled. And I got a prostitute and I ate like shit and I drank like a fucking fish and I blacked out and, I killed someone's tiger by accident and I got into a fight with an Arabic prince who was there. His security fucking beat me up. I was, it just keeps going. It just keeps going and going and going. Right? And I stayed here for 3 weeks because I lost so much money. I had to get a job driving Uber for a couple of weeks, and that's why Daddy disappeared for 3 weeks. So I've come back with a lot less money, but at least some in my pocket. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you, my family. I'm sorry.
And also, honey, you have syphilis now.
Yeah. Or it comes with just an and I'm sorry. I went to Vegas and I gambled, and I'm sorry. No one just goes, and I went to Vegas and I gambled. There's always an and. There's always an and with anyone who gambles. So they call it a disorder. There is a such thing called a gambling disorder. But isn't that a insult to people who have a real disorder? Like someone who has diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
Like I gotta take my insulin, and somebody's like, I gotta take my Vegas. Like what? Yes, gambling can stimulate the brain's reward system, much like drugs or alcohol can, leading to addiction. I think we know that. That's why every gambling site you read an ad for gives you a 3-paragraph disclaimer. And also, but if you have a problem gambling, and if you haven't seen your kids in 4 years, and if you don't know your kids' names, or if your kids are now whoring themselves out just so they can pay for college, please contact 1-800-GAMBLER. If you've jumped off a bridge and you're still alive, please call this number. If you've killed yourself, please, in heaven, make sure that you tell Jesus that we were sorry for what we, it just keeps going.
They say that shit fast as shit.
Yeah. According to the National Association of Addiction Professionals, problems gambling actually has the highest... We got to stay away from suicide. We did a whole Patreon episode. I think we did 20 minutes on suicide. If you're having suicidal thoughts, seek help.
Call
It's
this
temporary.
number below. Jesse will put it in the episode right here.
Yeah. I'll give the German ja to this. Ja. According to this center, 20% so gamblers have the highest suicide rate, which is up to 20% of all addictions. Wow. So gambling offs you more than anything else.
That's weird.
Yeah, because that's the people who off themselves a lot is people who lose big sums of money. Because when you're in that game, you're playing with your reward systems again. I mean, this isn't rocket science.
No.
I'm a podcaster. Stand up first. But we talked about it many times. You play with your reward systems too much, I think you're going to have a problem. That goes with cocaine, whatever it is, pornography, gambling, because then you get big wins, you know, and then you get big losses. So the losses probably feel really bad.
Hit real hard.
They hit real hard, especially when you're getting wins. You're swinging your reward system up and down.
No middle ground whatsoever.
Yeah. So anything that does that is always a danger. But it is also the most fun. It's also where a lot of people are right now listening to this episode. Okay? Nobody is going to go to Spokane, I pronounced it right, Washington, for their fucking bachelor party. To do what? To do what? Hang out with fucking pine trees?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
Touch John Stockton's jockstrap.
Yeah, you're going to touch John Stockton, just get a photo with John Stockton on your fucking bachelor party? No, it's your bachelor party. There's got to be places, a place of debauchery. Well, now there's fucking 38 of those places. So is that a problem? Should there only be one state where you can legally gamble on sports? Or is it something you should be able to do from the privacy of your own home? You know, after all your family's asleep, and you open up your Chase app and you go, let's go for it. Let's go for it. I think the Timberwolves are on a streak. But Jesse's always right. Money always wins.
The house.
The house always wins.
You know who's winning? ESPN, the NFL.
Yeah.
Dude.
Big Buddy's winning.
But
And everyone else is winning with fun and suicide.
yeah.
But it is like liquor, right? It's like, what are you going to do? You can't ban it. You can't ban it altogether, but liquor is regulated.
Well, it was banned for a long time.
It didn't work, right? They just
No, I'm saying gambling was banned for a long time. Right?
So and that's not good. People still gambled.
But look at this. Well, look what it's doing for these states.
Yeah. So
Some of these-
much like marijuana, other states have reaped a total of over $4 billion in taxes for more than $280 billion. Jesus Christ.
That's a big pie.
Jesus Christ. $280 billion that's been wagered on sports since 2018.
That is a lot of action.
Wow,
Yeah.
Vermont will become the latest to accept sports betting. So you can have a little juice on the game with your Ben & Jerry's Chunky Monkey. But the odds for expansion to additional states appears iffy in 2004 because of political resistance, and this political resistance from the Christian, the vibes of the Christian Ayatollah cometh. Resistance and the sometimes competing financial interests of existing gambling operators. So I guess a lot of the main casinos don't want it all going digital or whatever, right?
Well, they're all in on it. You know, they all have their.
So who are
sportsbooks.
who are the existing gambling
To me,
operators?
it seems like they need to carve up the state. Like, who gets this state? You get
Right.
that one, we get this one.
They gotta get through all they gotta carve up the way the mafia carves up
Right.
territory.
Yep.
They gotta carve up who gets what, who's getting let's talk about who's getting spoons into the honey pot.
Exactly.
How many spoons are we putting into this honey pot?
There'll be a lot of Native Americans fighting again.
Yeah. Well, they do great. It's great for them. It's a thing. It's a thing that's out there. I think it was probably seen more as a sin and regulated by lawmakers when the country had a lot more viable options in production and manual labor post-industrial revolution. They wanted people productive. They didn't want their neighborhoods going to shit. It was I think a lot of this stuff is financially motivated, right? So if you got a lot of worker bees, there was a time in America where everyone was either a industrial capitalist or a worker bee. That's what it was, right? The Industrial Revolution. We've had two major revolutions, the industrial and then the tech. And the Industrial Revolution facilitated a lot of employment as worker bees. Guys on the line, they got paid pretty well. They could afford a house. It built up all these towns that we go to now that are fucking shit. but you see their former greatness everywhere, and the Industrial Revolution created that. Now the tech revolution is creating all these jobs based around vices that used to be vices during that era where they wanted people productive.
Yeah.
Now this is productive. Now these things are seen as productive because there's no other ways to make money because, people in the East are making our shit. So it's people pushing money back and forth, gambling odds, fucking pushing crypto. It's all based on the value you give it. And that's our economy. And then based on the money we make, based on how much the Federal Reserve prints, we fucking give that to China. They fucking make our shit. They send it to us. But that employs some cash register person. That employs some account person at a company who's handling the account, having to fucking struggle to liaison with someone in China because their English isn't so good. It's not top priority in China to learn English for a middle management account person over there. And it never will be because they don't plan to make it an official language in the future. Right? So I think we give a big thumbs up to gambling in 2024.
I'm all for it. All for it. Yeah.
We give it a big thumbs up. It's a major part of the economy. At this point, it's amazing. Can you believe we're at a point now? This is normal for a lot of younger people. But we're at a point now where it's like gambling is a major, major engine of the American economy. What was that? $280 billion. So Atlantic City, I expect you to start looking a little better, sister. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
A revival of Atlantic City.
That's trash, dog.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. An industry that's on the decline in 2024 is going to be Pizza Hut, who every year has seen a decline in their yearly profits.
It's getting worse and worse and worse.
300 mil something plus to 200 mil something in 2022. And then I guess 2023 is probably going down.
Patrick Ewing on the Magic.
It's Patrick Ewing on the Magic. It's on its way down.
Real down.
It's in the applesauce years. Now this is a private war between Pizza Hut and Domino's. And I think the only way Pizza Hut makes a comeback is if they find out one of the spokespeople for Pizza Hut was touching kids, a la Subway. All right, Blimpies was if they had found out Jared from Subway was touching kids 5 years earlier, you'd still see a couple of Blimpies around. But Blimpies got done by Subway. So I think that's what's happened to Pizza Hut.
You know who it's going to be?
Huh?
It's going to be Craig Robinson.
Craig Phillip Robinson, comedian Craig Robinson, in a year and a half.
Yeah.
Here's my 2024 prediction. One of his private emails will be leaked from one of his friends saying, I have to call you back right now because I am outside PS327 taking a peek. And it may or may not be true, but it could be planted by Pizza Hut. I'm just throwing ideas out there, Pizza Hut. You don't want to be Blimpies. You don't want to wait too long.
Yeah.
You got to throw some muck. You got to throw some dirt at the
spokesperson. Cash in
spokespersons.
on the deal right now. People are going to find out he was stroking more than that keyboard. That's it.
Exactly. We got to get a little. Yeah, it wasn't the only little white things he was diddling.
Yeah.
And that's how you start the fucking online smear campaign, too, with that headline. As it turns out, Craig Robinson, known for his piano comedy, as it turns out, those little white keys weren't the only white little things he was diddling. Boom. Is it true? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Is it true? It's not about what's true in 2024. That continues in 2024. Is it true? It doesn't matter. That continues. Look at how Papa John's also took a little bit of the marketplace, and he loves the N-word dearly.
Mm-hmm.
They got Shaq. Shaq's their new spokesperson.
That's what you do when you get caught as a CEO fucking slipping a couple of N-words after you lost some money on some online betting. To tie all these stories together, I guarantee you Papa John's N-word slippage came after a Warriors game where he didn't make the spread.
That's how that happens.
Now, you had a joke about that. I don't know anything about his N-word fiasco.
Who, Papa John?
Yeah, what was the context?
He got caught saying it, and then he had to check himself into a hospital because he needed help not saying it.
Right. Well, no, he didn't need to be checked into a hospital. His PR rep said,
They
this is
suggested it. They said, hey,
Yeah.
guy,
this is a good move. Let's just say we're doing this.
you have pre-racial Tourette's.
Yeah.
That's what we're going with right now because we got to save your career.
And how did he drop it? Like, what did he say?
He was like, I think they got a recording of like, he was like, oh, niggas this and niggas that and niggas doing this. And it's like,
Yeah, but who was he talking to on the other line?
I don't know.
Was it Snoop?
I think he was trying to sell some new Cinnabon twists.
You're during a conference call.
Conference call, yeah.
Yeah, here it is.
It's actually kind of amazing that he says the N-word and then he gets the biggest controversially N-word to come rep his company.
Again.
It's kind of like saying Beetlejuice in the mirror 5 times.
Again. Again, this is an instance where maybe we could say the N-word did a lot for the black community.
Did a lot for the black community.
Because
yeah.
after you get caught saying the N-word, the first thing you're going to do is got one of the most famous black people in the country as your spokesperson to make amends.
Yes, our financial literacy went up, but also our blood pressure did at the same time.
It was a double wham.
What do you say? Designed as a role.
Here he goes. Colonel Sanders called black. He said, he responded by downplaying. He was asked how he would distance himself from racist groups online. He responded by downplaying the significance of his NFL statement. What was his NFL statement? Saying Colonel Sanders called blacks the N-word all the time. And apparently he didn't say the N-word on that one either. But what did he say? So it must have had something to do with, I was right, the NFL. It's a kid lost a little bit of money on the fucking Carolina Panthers. That's what happened. So I guess his initial statement was about something in the NFL. That's the most we need. It says it right there. So, I guess. Who cares? This happened, what, fucking 5 years ago?
This was a lot of years ago.
Yeah. I mean, some people have really flourished after their N-word scandals.
Yeah.
Flourished. He had a bad one, right? God damn it. Can you just bleep the whole thing? Because the last time we did that, they
got on us. Yeah.
They got on us
Yeah.
because his people are fucking behind that. So just
I guess
bleep
Canadians can say the N-word because they're not racist.
Bleep it.
But hey.
This will help. The algorithm will like. Mel Gibson.
Yes.
He is still making movies, right?
Of course.
He had a comeback, and his was a bad one. But his was a private call. Is that as bad as a public statement?
Not at all.
When you talk, and listen, he was upset. His Slovenian fucking whore was trying to get his money. And she said that all he said was, I hope you get raped. I mean, his was probably the worst I've ever heard. A pack, too.
Yeah, the N-word was not the most offensive word used in that whole sentence. It was the pack.
Yeah.
The pack really hit home.
Made him sound like animals, like hyenas, like a pack, like a wolves or something. Yeah. So we can't play it, dude.
If he said gaggle, it wouldn't have been as bad.
If he said gaggle,
If he said gaggle,
a
coterie,
a coterie,
a coterie,
a
yes.
coterie.
Yeah, a crow, if you will.
Yeah, a coterie. Yeah, if you say pack,
If you say, yeah,
it's very funny actually. If he was just a little bit more eloquent with the way he described the aggregate sum of African Americans,
yes.
that would be doing the raping.
collection, an assortment.
Yeah, an assortment of. I hope you get
If he said
raped by an assortment.
If he said an assortment of niggas, he still would be in Hollywood today.
Yeah, a plethora.
Yes.
A plethora.
A myriad, maybe.
A gathering.
Yeah.
A gathering.
It's not your racial epithets.
Yeah.
It's your it's your vocabulary
It's
that cut me off.
contextual words around them. It's the sophistication level. It's the class of the words around them.
I think he should get a sponsorship with Merriam-Webster.
Yeah. A group, a gathering. A gathering has more of a merry connotation.
Of course, yes.
A troop has more of a professional connotation. A pack,
A soiree of niggas.
a soiree,
Yes.
is very nice. A soiree. Yeah, the problem was pack. Nothing good is coming after the word pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because soiree just really, it mellows out everything in the sentence.
Nobody says I turned the corner and I encountered a pack, and it never is like, nobody says I encountered a pack of Christmas carolers.
Not at all.
No.
No.
The word pack always precedes something bad.
It's just bad, but soiree is good.
Yeah, a soiree. When you hear soiree, your blood pressure drops.
Everything's calm.
Everything's calm. A soiree, a gathering.
Yes.
Yeah, you're ready for it. You know, a plethora of. Wow, what's it going to be? Santa's? Is this SantaCon?
You're giving a police report. You'd be like, hey, I just got jumped by a soiree of niggas.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, whoa, man.
Whoa.
How many of them were there?
Yes, exactly. Soiree. It's like, how could you have gotten jumped if it was a soiree?
Exactly.
Nobody gets jumped from a soiree.
No.
They get jumped by a pack.
Are you sure they were playing? The cop's going to be like, are you sure they were being harmful to you, or was Frankie Beverly just
Yeah,
playing?
and nobody ever delivers the word pack calmly. Nobody ever delivers the word pack calmly.
Yeah, it's always a pack of
Yeah,
wolves.
it's a pack of wolves, a pack,
Pack
of
of
hyenas.
cigarettes, you know.
Yeah, a fucking, and usually the word fucking is before.
Yeah.
It was a fucking pack.
Because it's usually anger.
Yeah, it was a fucking pack of coyotes in my backyard.
You motherfucking got a pack of hot dogs. We don't
Yeah.
need that many hot dogs for the barbecue.
You ever say I got chased by a gathering of wolves?
Oh, no.
No.
Bello.
I mean, this is look, if you're going to be racist, take some tips from Jared on how to soften it.
Yes.
The words around it got to be a little bit more,
Savory.
yeah, their connotations have to be a little bit more positive.
Of course.
Yeah. Don't play it. Don't play it. People are familiar with it. It's funny when you hear it, though. It is funny because
The creativity you got to give like top
he
10.
was looking for
He was looking for a word that could really surmise how he felt.
how much he hated this girl.
He was worked up into a real.
He was lathered up,
He
dude.
was lathered up.
He was lathered up.
Lathered in blackface.
It's almost like he rolled around in poison ivy, and this was 3 days later, and he just had rashes all over himself, and he just was irritated, you know, like he had rocks in his shoes, and he just let it fly, dude. I hope you get raped by a chorus of. How about chorus of?
Yeah.
A chorus of.
And
A chorus would be a good one too.
Exactly. And on all this, rape is taking a back seat, which is horrible on its own.
Yeah.
So you know you fucked up if rape in a sentence is taking the back seat is not the operative word of what's going on.
That is a great point. That is actually a great point.
It's like, no, he didn't just accuse sexual assault on a woman. He didn't want that to happen. Did you hear the racism though?
That is a very good point that nobody even remembers the rape part of it. They just go, did you see what he said a pack of? You're like, yeah, but he wanted her to get raped. You're like, no.
That's how you know the Black Panthers is just stronger than any feminist group because rape just got kicked to the side.
Yeah, well, that also
the
shows
middle
that there's
child.
been some progress.
Of course.
Because in the past, it would have been like, wait a second, he wanted her to get raped? And then they would go, yeah, but that's what they do. But now they're going like, what?
Now it could
Did he
be-
say?
Yeah, I think women should get paid less and kill all black people. Women are going to be like, wait a minute, what'd you just say?
Yeah, yeah. Whoa. Women should be killed, but don't you dare say that about our beautiful Nubian brothers and sisters. So listen, you know, I think Pizza Hut has bigger problems than just the minimum wage going up. I think it would have been something else. I don't know. We'll see what other California companies cut their delivery staffs. They're probably also getting hurt by Uber Eats. I don't know how that plays into this, but I think this is more about the dwindling Pizza Huts. I don't see Pizza Huts much anymore.
No.
I don't see them. And I think for a while Pizza Hut was paying rent to other places because remember you'd go into the combination Pizza Hut and fucking, it was always like a combo.
Yeah.
For a while there was Pizza Huts are like combined
Yeah,
with.
the only time you see a Pizza Hut is when it's with like a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Which is the only time I've seen Italian and Mexicans work together other than my porn searches.
Yes. And this is not a Klan hat or a birthday hat.
No, put it to the side because when you put it to the
Yeah,
side,
put it to the side.
You look special. There you go.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my prediction for Pizza Hut will be that Pizza Hut will join Bed Bath & Beyond. A couple of major companies have filed for bankruptcy in 2023.
True.
What was the other? Bed Bath & Beyond? There was another big one.
Party City.
Party City.
Party City's going bye-bye.
That's where kids get their balloons and
That's
stuff?
the only thing you can get from Party City is balloons.
How,
and
people aren't
maybe
celebrating
hepatitis B.
anymore? What are they doing? They're not doing balloons?
No, they're doing balloons, but you can blow up your own balloons.
How do you have a party without any balloons? What's taking over the balloon biz?
You get a nice assortment of balloons. That's it.
Party City.
We got to be honest. The only thing that can save all these companies is a nice commercial and endorsement by Pete Davidson. Because ever since Pete Davidson's been doing Taco Bell commercials, I mean, they're running the world.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Taco Bell commercial?
Yeah.
He's just taking the credit for creating the menu.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you guys don't have a breakfast taco? I thought of it. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Skyrocketing now.
Yeah. You got to get Pete Davidson on there. Get him in there. Maybe they'll save it. But I think, you know.
Oh, WeWork.
Oh, Rite Aid also
Rite
filed
Aid.
for bankruptcy.
Yeah, Rite Aid's been going a long time, though.
Smile Direct. WeWork. Wow.
How was Boston Market not on the list?
Yeah, that's another one. How
Every
do they
time I go
survive?
walk at the Boston Market, it looks empty.
I think because maybe they just don't have, they're not as widespread, so they don't have, there's not many Boston Markets. Boston Market's an interesting, because it's like in between fast food and like regular food.
Not exactly.
It's like an Applebee's level, you know, where you feel a little good about yourself eating there, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like a McDonald's or a Taco Bell.
Yeah. It's like an Applebee's, but you find heroin in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's like it's for lower class people, for poor people to feel a little fancy on a night. That's you got to have a few of those restaurants in the country.
How fancy can you feel, though, eating from a plastic tin?
Well,
You know?
Well-
you ever make music? You know, you have your spork and you run your spork around the tin.
Yeah.
You kind of make a beat.
yeah,
Must be a black thing, but, you know.
no, that's a black thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never done that. I've only eaten at Boston Market twice. Now Boston Market, no, I like Boston Market, but here's the thing: you got to have places like that. You got to have places for
Lower class.
for former delivery men who worked for Pizza Hut to spend this Christmas. Boston Market. Boston Market is there. Boston Market's commercials should be that. Should be sad music, a guy getting off of his bus shift, right? Loosening his fucking Ralph Cramden tie. His family meets him outside. They're all wearing Marshall's coats. Discount. The family hugs. The Christmas music plays. They walk into a Boston Market and they order a $16.99 family chicken platter with sides. Whole chicken for $1.99.
That can't be.
Can't be chicken.
Oh, it can be. Oh, it can be. And it comes to you in a fancy, like, separated plate.
Mhm.
Nice. You got your side here. You get this. It feels like a family dinner, you know? And that's what you need Boston Market for.
That's the catchphrase. Boston Market feels like a family dinner, but in parentheses it goes, not really.
If you lose all your money gambling and you want to have one last fancy meal before you're off yourself,
Boston Market.
Boston Market is for you, right? If you want to treat yourself one last time before you jump off the fucking Golden Gate Bridge because you just gambled away everything,
Cream spinach weighs you down.
Boston Market is your stop. We're your last stop before heaven. Come to our rotisserie chicken at Boston Market, where we turn tears into less tears.
Yeah.
There it is. I just came up with the slogan.
Speaking of Boston, we had something happening in Boston, right?
What happened?
With the mayor?
Speaking of Boston, we did have something happen in Boston with the mayor. Mrs. Michelle Wu. Did I get the name right? Mayor Michelle Wu. Yes. She was swatted. Somebody had some fun. These kids like to swat people. Now, if you don't know what swatting means, it's when you get to feel like a black person when you least expect it.
There you go.
Is there anything more that?
That's actually a double meaning because when you hear about an Asian person getting swatted nowadays,
Yeah.
it's usually a black person that's doing the swatting. That's what I thought. That's what I thought the joke you were gonna make, but you didn't.
No, it's a good joke. It's a good joke. And it's just unfortunate that even Dave Chappelle, when he made a joke on that topic, he caught controversy for it. I think you should be allowed to make that joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it reflects reality. So she got swatted on Christmas after her Electeds of Color holiday party. That doesn't sound great. This of color thing.
EOC, HP, yeah.
POC doesn't. POC sounds like we went back to the 50s.
No. EOC sounds like piece of shit. I don't
There's
like using.
there's people of color in there. I guess that's the preferred nomenclature at this point. But everyone knows it was big news. She had her no whites party, which is a better way to describe it. It got leaked, and I guess she got swatted. Someone swatted her. So what happens is, what is it, the FBI? Now, what the fuck? Why does the FBI fall for every one of these? Why do they fall for every one of them? Why don't they do a little research on it's the mayor? Maybe you give a little call to the mayor first and go, hey, I don't know, are you partying with jihadis this Christmas? Why are we swatting the mayor? I guess they just get the call. It's funny that they haven't amended their system to protect against swatting, because swatting people just keep swatting people. Gamers do it to other gamers all the time. Online personalities do it while the other people are streaming. You ever see them while people are streaming and they get swatted? Have you ever watched any of those videos? So there's gamers fucking streaming, and then all of a sudden there's dudes with FBI vests and AR-15s just like breaking down their door, and they're playing like some online game. They're like, what's going on?
Some of them don't even notice.
Yeah, they say, we heard there was a jihadi revolution here. You're like, what are you? I'm playing, I'm in my underwears. I'm drinking a big gulp. How did this happen? So she got swatted. A man called the Boston Police Department early Monday. So it's not necessarily the FBI. I think it's local police. SWAT team comes in. Man called the Boston police on Monday, claiming he had shot his wife and tied her up alongside another man at Wu's address. All right, so we had a little mic issue. It dropped, but we fixed it, which is great. It's great to have somebody here who knows how to do that. If that would have happened, I would have just been like, okay, I gotta stop my podcast altogether. I don't know how to fix things. I don't know how to fix anything. But what I was about to say was, how about giving the mayor a ring before you swat her? I'm not defending the mayor. I don't know the mayor. All I know is she likes to have no white parties. That's all I know about Michelle Wu. But that aside, how incompetent is the police department that they don't just they see it's her address. They must know the mayor's address. So how about we give her a ring before we go and swat this broad? Imagine her too. She's Asian, so she's sitting at the table after throwing her non-white party playing Sudoku. She's playing Sudoku, or she's doing algebra. She's sitting there doing algebra,
Playing with the abacus.
drinking a glass of wine, relaxing, doing complex math. And these police come in and swat her. She's sitting there playing the violin while she does complex math and plays online chess.
Blocking out the sun with an umbrella.
To relax. To relax. And she gets swatted by a bunch of Boston officers. You know how much that must ruin her? Classical music is playing, right? She's doing complex math, relaxing like the Asians do. That's how they relax. Complex math problems. Next thing you know, you hear, fucking open the door. You're like, Jesus. She's like, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
I love the accent choice on that.
These Bostonians are coming again. Must have been the right wing. It probably was some right wing kid who was like, we're gonna fucking show some fucking Boston kid sitting there. It's like, fuck her, dude. We're gonna fucking swat her. You want to fucking swat her? And they probably made your joke about who swats her. Tonight we're gonna fucking act like the brothers and swat an Asian. So I don't know.
Apparently, this isn't the first time. Seems like she's got swatted a lot.
Oh, she's been swatted before.
Yeah, she said that her and her family are used to it.
Yeah, but that's her being the thing, right? I don't think anyone's swatted her before.
She's Hassan Minajing the situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's going, I swear, it was just such a hard road for me. We're used to it. We're so used to it. At Harvard, I used to get it all the time. Where'd she go to school? I need to know where she goes to school right now.
Probably Harvard, yeah.
God damn it. Jesse, go. Come on. You can do it. Let's go. You got to egg them on. It helps. Come on. You got like when you're at the Special Olympics. Come on, Johnny, you can do it.
I think it makes him nervous.
Let's go. Go. Quick.
A little nervous.
You just spelled Wu with an E.
Yeah, it's okay. He knows
He can't rush Jesse, dog.
he knows Google gets the drift.
Yeah.
Michelle Wu, school mayor of Boston. Go to school.
As he's searching that up, do you think she was mad at them for not taking their shoes off before they came in?
I think that's more the Japanese. But your Asian racism is welcome. Well, I wouldn't call it. That was called confusion. I don't blame you for that. They do look a lot alike.
Confucius, yeah.
Yeah, Confucius. She's the first woman of color. Are they really of color? I mean, her skin complexion is the same as mine. Can they just say she's the first woman with different eyes? Do they get to be people of color, Asians? They're white. When you see her skin color and you see mine and you see Jesse's, it's the same skin color. They don't get to be in the POC group. They get their own group called Different Eyes. What? They're different. That's how you tell the difference between Asian and not Asian. They got different eyes. And we shouldn't call black people black. There should be no black people anymore. When you refer to them in the formal way, it should be people with different hair. That's how you officially tell if a black person has more black in their mix or if they're more white. I think that's the official way, right? Let's see. Because you ever see? I've met.
It's one of the ways.
I've met like half black, half whites, and they got white hair, and I'm like, your DNA is a little more white because you got the white hair. But if you got the black hair, you could have white skin. But if you got the black hair, Devin Booker, you're more black.
Derek Jeter
had the white hair.
No, I think Derek Jeter had the black hair.
Yeah.
Or he might have had the white hair with the black maintenance because he let that shit grow. He didn't put a comb through it.
He had a flat. Was his white hair? I think his was black hair.
He always wore
his white hair.
So you couldn't tell.
He always kept it short.
Yeah. Isn't that funny
His
though
taste in
that
woman was black though.
mixed kids they get one or the other hair? It's usually I think the black hair may be a dominant gene because it's usually the black hair. I mean, Jason Kidd got black hair. He's white. I mean, he's a white looking guy with black hair. It's all stupid shit. It's just fucking your hair and your skin color. So I was right to say Harvard. Oh, my time at Harvard is so difficult. She must have faced so much discrimination at Harvard from all the other Asians there. That's the last joke I want to make on that because it's a goodie. It was so hard looking around and seeing everyone else being Asian at Harvard. So funny. We're used to it. We're used to it. We're so used to it that the people of Boston elected us to be their mayor. We had to stand up through such hard times. We had individual conversations with everyone, so people understood what is truly just an honest mistake. That went out in typing the email. What the hell? Oh, that was because of the party. Oh, she said because of the party. She said, we've had individual conversations with everybody. So people understood that it was truly just an honest mistake that went out in typing the email field when the email leaked. So of course it was a mistake. They didn't want that out there, that they were having a non-whites.
Yeah, the mistake is
What did her husband do on the party?
He wasn't invited.
He wasn't invited.
He made the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came and cleaned up.
Yeah.
You know what her problem is? She didn't make people bring their own food. If you invite people of color and you say, hey, bring a dish that represents your country, white people won't get mad at that. Because to white people, that's just a potluck. And they can understand that.
That's right. That's a good point.
Hey, if you come into this party of color, bring some meatballs, something.
What if you got the miscellaneous whites?
What do you mean?
The Italians, the Greeks, the Romanians, the Bulgarians, they're going to bring something.
Yeah, but you're not going to really be offended by those whites because they really don't count.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we got to find out.
You don't really care about their opinion, you know?
We got to find out who counts. We got to find out who, on the scale, we got to find out. We got to find out the scale. Who's white and who's not.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if white is bad, I don't want to be it. But if white's good, I want to be it.
Of course.
Yeah. Whatever it is, I want to be. Whatever's good. If it's bad, it depends on where I'm at. Okay? If the police pull me over, I'm white.
Real quick.
If I'm a Hollywood, I'm going to go, oh, Greek. Hi, everybody. Oh, so Greek here. I just came from the ball. I don't know what's happening. Smiley Copita. Oh, boy, what's happening? Greek. I'm not the English speaker English. I don't speak English. Anyway, shout out to Michelle Wu. I think she's going to have a great 2024. I think her non-white party, I think, is a good answer to P. Diddy's white party. That's what it is. I take it as she could have responded by going, hey, we just don't want people to wear white. That's P. Diddy's brand. And his brand's taking a hit.
Real hit.
His brand's taking a big hit.
Real hit.
Yeah, because I think that other guy took over his white party, right? That sports guy who's got that party that we
Michael
talked about.
Rubin.
Michael Rubin also has a white party.
Yeah.
But the white party was originally P. Diddy's. P. Diddy was like, I want an all-white party in the Hamptons. And I just think Michelle Wu was having, wear your dungarees, perhaps a burgundy shirt. That's what I think it was. Non-white party.
Right.
That's how I would have done damage control.
Pastel party.
Yeah.
I would have said everyone is welcome, just no white Hanes tees. That's it.
It's like sorting your laundry.
It's like starting your laundry. You just put the colors and the whites. That's it. That's it. I had a white Christmas party.
Are you talking about wardrobe or attendance?
No, the attendance I think was 100% white.
Ah,
well,
yeah,
they were all
yeah.
Greek, so it is questionable. But the skin color is fair. So maybe this isn't a bad thing. Maybe there's one non-white party because most of the Christmas parties are pretty white, but not by design. That's the problem. I don't think on the invite to my family's party they said no blacks. I think they may have even said, "Do you want to invite your one black friend, Jared?"
Yeah.
You had a black Christmas party.
I had a black and Puerto Rican Christmas party.
Yeah,
yes.
you have a blackish.
Yeah.
Your life is blackish, which is already a show name.
It's already a show.
So your sitcom, what's it going to be called? Black Rico.
Black Rican.
Black Rico. Boo.
Negro Rican.
Negro Rican.
Ooh. Slow down when you say that.
Knee.
Slow down when you say that, please.
Knee.
Don't rush through that.
Knee. Say
you
it
go.
slow. Knee. Row. Recon.
There you go.
Yeah, so did you do more the Rican side or did you do more the black side?
We did both because usually the black side is chill, laid back, but at 10 o'clock at night, Mark Anthony was being played, so we had to balance that out because my
Is that because everyone goes down with the itis on the black side early?
yeah. You put on some Kenny G,
Yeah.
you get that eggnog knocking back, and you just chill out. That's what
Kenny
you gotta
G.
do.
Kenny G is the funniest dude because Kenny G looked exactly like this girl that I used to bang in college.
Dog,
I
I thought it
mean-
was Mona Lisa for the longest time.
I mean, I banged. There was this girl I used to see in college who had curly red hair and her face looked like Kenny G. And people would make jokes she looked like Kenny G. So one time I banged her too, Kenny G. And it was very funny. It almost felt like I was banging Kenny G. Kenny G's interesting because he's a white dude with long red curly hair and the blacks fucking love Kenny G. Kenny G. And all he does is play sax, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
very simple.
Shout out to Kenny G. I think this is going to be a big year for Kenneth G. I think it's going to be a huge year for Kenny G. Kenny G is one of the funniest looking dudes. Look at Kenny G, dog.
He's got that skinny sack,
Dude,
too.
Kenny G looks like a woman. Kenny G looks like a woman in his 40s.
Not the most attractive woman.
No, he's Kenny
I
G.
feel like Kenny G looks like what Rachel Dolezal wishes she looks like.
Is he that good?
Yeah.
He's got to be that good if the black community, because all the whites that are accepted by the blacks, because the best music is black.
But if you can master our genre and he specifies in saxophone, then we give you that respect. You know?
Dude, Kenny G, Hall & Oates, all the blacks, all the whites, George Michael, they liked. Lisa Stansfield, Adele, they like. And especially the older blacks. And there's one I'm forgetting, Phil Collins. Always got in there. We've talked about it before, but they're
Yes.
all very good.
Yeah.
And Kenny G must be good on that sax, dog. But I tell you what, I've never listened to a Kenny G album. But it was on at your party.
Just comes on at Christmas. Nice little saxophone.
I like that. Well,
Kenny G
Kenny G's going to have
Christmas.
a huge year, dude. He's going to do a duet with Dua Rupa, and it's going to go viral. You heard it here first. I told you how it's going to go. Jesus is coming back, but he's going to be a 14-year-old Pakistani girl with Tourette's. Kenny G's having a big year, and Michelle Wu is going to have her non-white party, this time in Newport, Rhode Island. Guys, come see me live on the road. Portland, Oregon, January 11th. Vancouver, January 12th. Miami, January 9th through the 21st. San Francisco, February 9th through 10th. Atlanta, February 15th through the 17th. San Diego, February 23rd, 24th. Chicago, March 8th. Toronto, March 23rd. Cleveland, Ohio, March 29th through the 30th. Tulsa, April 5th and 6th. Kansas City, Missouri, April 11th and 13th. And I just remembered we were going to be in Stamford, Connecticut on March,
Beginning of March, top of March?
middle
right?
of March. Stamford, Connecticut, New York Comedy Club. Guys, go to patreon.com/Yannis Pappas Hour for your weekly bonus episodes. Want to give a shout out to our small business shout outs, exclusiveautoshipping.com. If you move in your car or you're buying it out of state, just use exclusiveautoshipping.com because they give student and military discounts to people who are doing that. And guess what? Just call and say you're a student. That's what I would do. Chris Minetti, 215-750-3730. Chris Minetti's been in prison for 15 years.
But he will cash a check.
But he will cash a check from prison. So go to 215-753-3730 if you're in the South Jersey, Philly area. I know he had a freaking great Christmas. He had a great Christmas under the radar where the IRS can't find you. For the free .art, it's music in Hawaii, baby.
They still here?
Yeah. Now we got displaypros.net. These guys will build your custom trade, booth, retail fixtures, and promotional items. Displaypros.net. They're good at building your booth. You get 10% off if you mention me. How you like them apples? Michelle Wu. MAinsuranceservices.com. I'm sorry, MAinsuranceservices.com. Depending on if you're in the house, if you're a relative or not. If you're a relative of Matthew Albani, you will call it Ma Insurance Services. If not, you will call it MA Insurance Services. If you're in the St. Petersburg, Florida area or anywhere, I think he's national. If you're anywhere and you need a reliable insurance coverage for anything, hit up MAinsuranceservices.com or give them a call at 813-260-0338. Happy holidays, Matthew. And of course, Cap Attack. All right, if you're gambling and you want good tips, all right, on how to win games, you go to Capertech.com or download the Capertech app in the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, and start winning. Capertech's the only sports betting advice that Sean Terry and all out of 14 uses to smoke their buddies. Where are they? They use AI to simulate what all the facts given, what the outcome will be. And they're right a lot of the time. They're as good as anything. Rebels Raider, rebels-raiders.com. The best high-end tactical backpacks, pouches that you can find for everyday carry-outside activities, hiking, trail running, training, going to the airport, packing your bags. If you're leaving your lady, if your lady throws your clothes out in your bags, this stuff will hold up when it hits the sidewalk. That's the type of stuff we're talking about. So go to @RebelsRaiders on Facebook and Instagram, @RebelsRaiders, or go to their website, rebels-raiders.com. Thinking Man. Jared, you should check this out. It's great, and it's free. And I'm telling you, after you guys check it out, you're going to want to donate. thinkingman.substack.com, @thinkingman, or search the link thinkingman.substack.com. It's a New York City-based newsletter that publishes articles, essays, and thoughts on things like books, movies, pop cultures, and culture. I look at it all the time now, and I actually do love it. So this is great for your brain. It's good for you to know what's going on. The articles are great. It makes you smarter. So don't just take whatever the mainstream media says, your mom or Yannis Pappas. All right? Start thinking again. Join Thinking Man.